Hey, what's up? It's Grace, and today I'm going to be doing my December wrap-up. I've only read 2 books this month, which is... I've never read that little in a month, but it's nice in a way. I was busy with finals and Christmas and stuff like that. We all had the same thing pretty much. But I had started a couple books that I didn't finish because I just wasn't feeling them, or I couldn't get into the story quite yet. So I'll discuss them first, but the 2 books that I did read, I gave 5 stars, so it was a good reading month. The first book I started and didn't finish this month is Alumina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Not for lack of content and lack of really interesting book, but just because stuff was going on in my life that wasn't that great, and I was reading this book but thinking about the other stuff, and I couldn't enjoy it like I normally would, but now life's great and I can read it fine, so I'm gonna read it soon. And I will say that this is definitely one of the most unique books that I've started, and it's really interesting, and I'm just trying to think how they even came up with the idea and the format of this book, because if you know, it's written in kind of emails and documents and pictures as well. It's very, very interesting, and I got 186 pages in, and my favorite thing about it is the humor, because it's genius. And so yes, I will be starting this. I'll probably start this after I finish Soundless by Rochelle Mead. The next book I started but didn't finish is Weird, and that is November 9 by Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover is one of my favorite authors. I think her books are great to get out of reading slumps, but I started this book, I have a paintbrush for the bookmark, and I got 57 pages in, and there was something that I wasn't connecting with this book. I mean, I'm only 57 pages in, so I can't really have judgment on it, but I just felt like it was off a little bit in a way. I will definitely start it again and finish it, but I don't know when. I'm not going to tell you what this book is about, because that's kind of what you do with Colleen Hoover books. You go into them not knowing anything, and I think you get more out of it like that. But yeah, it was just a little bit weird for me. So moving on to a book that I actually finished was Frozen Tides by Morgan Rhodes, and this is the 4th book in the Fallen Kingdom series. I've waited a year for this book, and it came to me a day early, which was just freaking awesome. I opened up the package and I read it immediately. I finished it in I think a day or 2. But a lot of people say this series is a young adult version of Game of Thrones, but it has its own uniqueness to it, and I love this. This is one of my favorite fantasy series of all time. My favorite thing about these books are the characters, because they're just, what are they? They're not good, they're not bad, they're just morally gray, and I love it. And again, there's great villains in these books, and they're well developed. The world is well developed. The magic system is well developed. This book was my favorite of the series so far. They get better and better, and I definitely would say that this fantasy series is a series that you can definitely marathon. I haven't marathoned just because I'm reading them as they're published, but they're so easy to read and easy to understand and easy to love. And I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars because, mainly Magnus. Lucia, or Lucia, whatever. I don't like her, but she's so necessary to the story. It's okay. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. Next book I read was a roller coaster of emotions, and that was The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simmons. This is a chunky book, but I read it in a day, I think, because it was just so addicting. And this is an adult historical fiction novel. Mainly it's a romance, but it's set in 1941 in Leningrad, and we follow a young girl named Tatiana, who is just a naive, innocent young girl. She's 17. She's just kind of looking for more in life. And we also follow Alexander, who's a soldier for the Red Army, and he has a dark past, that's usually how that goes. And they meet, and there's sparks and stuff, as that happens. But also there's a lot of conflicting elements that are trying to kind of break them up. But it's so much more than that, so much more than what I'm saying. So, set in 1941, and it's when Hitler's armies attack Leningrad. And it's just Tatiana and her family trying to survive. Alexander's in the picture, and it's just, so much stuff happens in this book. So much stuff happens. And it was just how war war seems so little of a word for like what happened, but it was just so heavy while you were reading this book, and this is a book that you definitely appreciate your life after reading. I know that a lot of people may not like this book because expectations for men and women are different. It's old-fashioned, you know, it's set in 1941. And there's a kind of, people can say that the relationship in this book is unhealthy or toxic, and in a way sometimes it was. There was some verbal abuse, but I think that it was acknowledged in a nice way. But I let the, you know, the expectations for women and how women view themselves and how men view themselves, it's fine because I think it was historically accurate. But again, I can see how it may make people uncomfortable to read. But overall, this book was just so intense. It was the most epic, intense love story I've ever read in my life. And I definitely recommend it. I'm definitely picking up the next book, which is called Tatiana and Alexander, and I'm picking it up probably today. I want to go get it today because I want to read it soon. So yes, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Those were all the books that I started and the books that I completed in the month of December. I don't know what my favorite one was because I gave them both 5 out of 5 stars. I just love them in different ways, so they're both my favorites. But if you want to, comment down below and tell me your favorite read of the month because I would love to know. And I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope that the next year, the following 2016, is a great year for everyone. I'm hoping for it too. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.